Hello ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, innies, outies and in-betweeners, and welcome back to another PAP Reports. Today is Monday the 10th of February 2020, and we're starting today with a highlight on the weekend's event where a 16-year-old boy was attacked and beaten around the head by PC 3139 William Sampson from South Yorkshire Police, who hit the boy so hard that his injuries are comparable to those of PC Alton, who was attacked last year with a machete by Mohammed Rodwan. Let me point out though that the force required to cut with a machete is far less than the force needed to split the head with a wooden baton. The incident happened after Saturday's South Yorkshire derby between Barnsley and Sheffield Wednesday. In a statement made by South Yorkshire Police Chief, Superintendent and Match Commander Sarah Poolman, it was suggested that a full and open investigation will be taking place into the situation to ascertain the circumstances surrounding the incident, including the actions that led to a 16-year-old boy sustaining a head injury from an officer's baton. Personally, people would have far more confidence, I think, in this so-called investigation if A. South Yorkshire Police didn't have such a poor track record into investigating serious incidents or investigating their own. B. If Sarah Poolman had actually said what happened instead of trying to play down the incident by saying, including the actions of one officer who seriously injured a 16-year-old boy with his baton, instead of including the actions that led to a 16-year-old boy sustaining a head injury from an officer's baton. Subtle differences, but makes a big difference. As we all know, wording is everything when it comes to the police. And C. If Sarah Poolman hadn't tried to make the incident justified by suggesting that poor old constable hurt his head and tum-tum, which makes it sound like he was attacked. In fact, a member of the public used his common law right to self-defence in order to try and protect the boy from the vicious attack. I have spoken to the victim's mother over the weekend and shared the disgust of myself and this channel subscribers of the behaviour of PC William Sampson. I've asked her to keep me updated so we can try and help to ensure that South Yorkshire Police and PC Sampson are held to account. And one way we can try to do that is to let Mr Boris Johnson know about our disgust of this police constable and the force itself by sending an email through the Contact Number 10 website. There's a link in the description. Please keep your comments professional. Maybe we can get the Home Secretary to intervene on this, as the force itself, in my opinion, should most certainly not be dealing with this investigation themselves. A prison guard has been jailed for 2 years after being found guilty at Durham Crown Court of misconduct in public office and a second charge of failing to report that a prisoner had a mobile phone. Stephanie Smithwhite seemed to think that Curtis Warren, the so-called Scouse Hardman, needed cheering up while he was serving 13 years for conspiracy to import drugs and a further 10-year sentence for failing to pay back £198 million in proceeds of crime. 40-year-old Smithwhite repeatedly had sex with Warren while he was serving time and even went as far as having his name tattooed on her body. And allegedly, she cut a hole in her trousers for easy access. Warren supposedly managed to infatuate Smithwhite and were very quickly indulging in secret sessions in his cell, in the kitchen and laundry room at maximum security HMP Frankland near Durham. Staff became suspicious of Smithwhite's relationship with him, and a surveillance operation was mounted which found that they had called each other 213 times in just 3 months at the jail on and from Warren's prison phone, which is a miniature phone no larger than a £2 coin. The investigation also found highly sexualised messages at her home and at a business of one of her relatives where 450 letters were found, many containing sexual fantasies. In interviews with detectives, she said she was devastated but hoped there was an outside chance their relationship could continue. Smithwhite denied the hole in her trousers was for sexual purposes, but Judge Jonathan Carroll said it was hard to imagine why else it was there. He told her, "Your conduct represents the very most grave breach of trust placed in you." Rupert Doswell, prosecuting, described the Liverpool gangster as highly dangerous to the public as it emerged he was known to have started relationships with other prison staff previously. Warren previously committed manslaughter in a jail fight with an inmate in Holland. Andrew Nixon, defending Smithwhite, who is from Bolden Colliery, South Tyneside, said she made a catastrophic error of judgment. Well, you've now got 2 years to think about that. 46-year-old West Mercia Police Detective Sergeant Matt Hodgson has been sacked after being caught stealing from a bike shop. The long-serving police officer already had a previous conviction for theft and attempted theft, which begs the question, why was he still employed by the police? The police hearing heard Hodgson's life had become chaos after he split from his wife. Hodgson had taken to sleeping in his office and was suffering the side effects of medication for an Achilles tendon injury when he committed the crime, a bit like PC William Sampson hurting his tum-tum and head while committing a crime. The hearing found that 46-year-old had breached the standards of professional behaviour following his criminal conviction at Kidderminster Magistrates Court last October after stealing gloves and trousers from Dave Meller Cycles in early 2019. Hodgson was given a conditional discharge in order to pay the cycle shop compensation. Superintendent Rebecca Love from West Mercia Police's Professional Standards Department said, "The misconduct hearing found that the behaviour of Matthew Hodgson fell below the standards we and the public quite rightly expect from our officers and staff." No shit. It has been reported that the public have given up on the police's ability to solve crimes, Her Majesty's Inspector of Constabulary warned. The police are simply not investigating enough crimes, especially what's called volume crimes, which are the crimes committed the most, such as break-ins, car crimes and minor assaults, with fewer investigations leading to an offender's arrest. Matt Parr from Her Majesty's Inspector of Constabulary said the failure to investigate crimes such as burglary and car theft was corroding the bond between the public and the police, adding that forces had been rumbled as their ability to investigate cases declined, with many victims simply not bothering to report them. Growing numbers of the public were losing faith in the criminal justice system as a result, the police watchdog said. It's a complex and worrying issue that, particularly the volume crime, I think the public has rumbled that the police's capacity to deal with this is extremely limited. If you are the subject of a minor burglary, a minor assault or car crime, I think people have now got to the stage where their expectations are low and the police live down to these expectations because they simply don't have the capacity to deal with it. The mental capacity. There are some startling figures about car crime, but most of the public, far from reporting it, simply give up because the chances of anything positive happening are slim. He added, it's a genuine live issue. This level of volume crime rates is corrosive for the relationship between the public and police, as police concentrate their resources on crimes involving vulnerable victims. The majority of victims who do all the tax paying end up with a less good service, Mr. Parr said. He added that can't really be allowed to go on because it's corrosive of the bond between the public and the police. The remarks come as he published a report which said plummeting confidence in the police was leading to a growing number of crime victims to withdraw their support. More than 22% of victims who made a report later retracted their help from the police, up from 20% the previous year. In the year to September, just 5.4% of theft offences led to a suspect being charged. For criminal damage, it was 4.9%, and violent crime was just 7.4%. For car crime, the chances of police catching and successfully prosecuting thieves has fallen to just 1 in 400 cases. Only 0.25% of vehicle theft and vehicle break-ins result in jail, a fine, community sentence or caution last year, compared with 1.1% in 2017. The report warned that the government's pledge to hire 20,000 police officers to replace the 22,500 lost between 2010 and 2017 would not be a silver bullet. The planned recruitment will not solve all the problems we see in policing, it said. Gaining more officers will only mask poorer performance if forces fail to solve long-standing problems or are unable to effectively match resources to demand. A police car crashed into the front of the Fortune House Chinese restaurant in Leigh-on-Sea in Essex last night at around 8:30. Get your jokes in out of the way now. It is currently unknown as to how the incident actually happened, although eyewitnesses have said that the police vehicle had its emergency lights on at the time, but this is so far yet to be confirmed. It's unknown if anyone was seriously injured at the time, and there is currently no other information available. 50-year-old Paul Bucknell, an allegedly respected Police Scotland sergeant, has been charged with online child sex offences. Colleagues arrested father of two, Bucknell, at the home he shares with his partner in Cumbernauld after seizing a computer and other electronic devices. He was due to appear before Airdrie, forgive me if I pronounced that wrong, Sheriff Court the following day. A spokesman for Police Scotland said, "We can confirm that a 50-year-old man has been charged in connection with online offences." A Crown spokesman said he was committed for further examination and granted bail. As always, I will do my best to keep you updated on any developments. Jonathan Clayton, a 27-year-old teacher who was charged with sexual touching of at least one pupil, went on to molest 6 more pupils aged 7 to 11 at another school after CPS decided not to proceed with the case, and details of the allegations were not shared with his new employer. Clayton of Carlton, County Durham, was described in court as a charismatic opportunist and was found guilty of 13 sexual assaults at Teesside Crown Court. He was remanded in custody ahead of sentencing on February 26. I will bring you more information when that becomes available. Now, to finish up, I wanted to show you that the poor lad who was attacked over the weekend by PC William Sampson from South Yorkshire Police wasn't the only assault by police that occurred over the weekend. And I know this will anger many of you, and although I'm sorry for that, I'm not sorry for making people aware of the state of our so-called public servants. The following events seem to have unfolded after the Preston North End game against Wigan Athletic. And although I certainly do understand that football fans can be problematic, let's have a look at the footage and you decide if this is proportionate or not. Now, I just want to thank Evil Speak, Sad But Mad Lads, and anyone else who has sent me links to stories that they've found. I do try my best to find as many as I can each day, but inevitably I'm likely to miss some. So your help in keeping the rest of the channel subscribers and viewers informed is very much appreciated. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Please like, comment, share and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials.
Good night, all.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like the content and you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so. In the description of every video there are some links to ways that you're able to help support the channel so I can continue putting out content. If you're unable to help us in that way, hit that subscribe button up the top there. If you haven't already, become a subscriber. That is support enough. Share the videos, comment, like, it all helps. If you're looking for something else to watch, up top there is my latest video. Down the bottom there is a video that YouTube recommends for you.